Hiya 10, this is the next lesson on Pythagoras' Theorem. This lesson we will actually be looking at Pythagoras' Theorem. Now, important part when we are looking with triangles is that we label triangles correctly. So if you look here in this lovely picture I drew, the longest side is always C and we call that the hypotenuse. And the other two sides are A and B. Now it doesn't matter which way around A and B go, the main thing to recognise is where the longest side of the triangle is. It's always opposite the right angle. And as I said, we call that the hypotenuse. Now when we have a right angle triangle, we can use Pythagoras' theorem to work out the lengths of the sides. And it is this lovely formula here, c squared equals a squared plus b squared. Now you should have done that in grade 9 maths, so for majority of you, hopefully this will just be some revision. Alright, we're going to just do two examples. First one, find the length of the hypotenuse in the triangle, where we have two sides that are 2 centimeters and 3 centimeters. So in this triangle, you'll notice our right angle will be here, which means we are trying to find the longest side, which is the hypotenuse, just as the question tells us. Now we just use our formula, sub everything in, and solve. So we're trying to find the hypotenuse, so we're going to go c squared equals, and I'm just write the formula first, so a squared plus b squared. Remember, a squared and b squared doesn't matter which way around you write it. I always like to do the smallest side first. I just think it looks nicer that way. Solve this. 2 squared is 4 plus 3 squared, which is 9. C squared equals 13, so C will equal the square root of 13. Now from the last video, or the last lesson, we were writing the plus and minus of the answer. When it comes to Pythagoras, we don't do that because this is given as a length of a side, and it is impossible to have a negative length in a shape. So when you are working out problems involving triangles, squares, rectangles, anything like that, and you have to square root a number, in these situations the answer will always be positive. One more question. Find the length of the third side of the triangle. Now if we look at this triangle here, you can see our right angle is there, and we'll have A, B and C. If we label it, remember hypotenuse longest side is always C, which means the 6 centimeters will be C. And from here we can use Pythagoras to find the length of side A. We're just going to have some rearranging to do here. Now when you are finding a length of a side that is not the hypotenuse, so the A or B, you have the choice to rearrange the formula at this point, or you just rearrange it once you've put values in. I prefer doing it that way, which is how I'm going to solve it now, but if you wanted to rearrange this equation first, that is fine. If I put my numbers in, we're going to get 6 squared, that's the longest side, equals a squared plus 5 squared. We can just simplify that to 36 equals a squared plus 25, minus 25 to the other side, which will give us 11. And that means a is going to equal the square root of 11. And I didn't say it with the last question, but we do need to remember to write our units if we have been given them. So the answer to this one will be the square root of 11 centimeters. That is all for this video. As I said, this hopefully is just revision. If not, make sure you understand it. It comes into lots of different maths, and you are now able to go and do 6B from your booklets. Remember to show all your working.